personal care is straightforward stuff. As I said, everything is expensive, including cosmetics. So you might want to carry at least something which will last you for 3 months. Or you can buy basic stuff like toothpaste. Even if you fall short there, it's not very expensive either. But I'll suggest you take one toothpaste tube, maybe 2 toothbrushes, 1 soap, and then you can buy more there. Similarly for other things. So for example, shaving gels and shaving foams are heavy, right? So that 300 ml wala thingy will be at least 400 grams or something. So it might not make sense to take it, especially to Europe. So instead take shaving cream or shaving the small packets of the aerosol ones. So these are things which are very case to case. I'll not comment or I'll not tell you exactly what to take. But just make sure that you take the right decision based on how much weight and volume you have. Deodorants, make sure you keep none of this in your cabin baggage. In general, when you check in with your ticket, you're given a boarding pass and you have 2 types of baggage. There's some baggage which you keep in the back hold of the plane. It's called registered baggage, which you give when you give your ticket to get your boarding pass. That is the baggage which has those 23 times 2 wala limit. Apart from this, there is some bag you can keep with you and take on into the plane on board with you, which is called the cabin baggage or hand baggage. But in general, make sure that you don't take any of these cosmetics in the cabin bag. In fact, I suggest that you keep even razors away because sometimes they create trouble. Also, you might want to carry a small, let's say a bottle of moisturizer or something, but it should always be less than 100 milliliters. So in India, they sometimes allow you up to 200 milliliters, but in many airports of the world, it's less than 100 milliliters, so they just throw it away if it's there in your bag. So make sure you don't carry them. Don't carry paper cutters, staplers, nothing. No sharp objects. And preferably don't carry open liquids or very oily food items and so on. Again, shampoo and such stuff, instead of taking a big bottle which might be heavy, you might want to carry sachets and so on. So these are things which just make sure that you take smart decisions. I fell short and I had to buy shampoos there and it's very expensive. For most people, whatever weight you get is not enough. So you need to stuff some stuff even in your hand baggage. Apart from that, carry a laptop bag, come rucksack, come backpack or whatever you want to call it. Something like this. This is what I took. So like the stuff which we use every day. Just make sure it's sturdy and none of the claps are coming off or something. Because as I said, it's very easy and very cheap to repair such stuff in India. Very difficult and expensive outside. So, for instance, from personal experience, stuff like this comes up very easily. All these joints and stuff. Make sure you either fortify them or ask someone to sew them or something. Because otherwise, if it breaks there, it will be difficult for you. Alright. Carrying cash. In many ways you can carry cash. And also depends on whether you're going to be paid there or you're being paid here or so on. For instance, all of you should carry some cash at the destination place irrespective of whether you're going to be paid or not. For example, if you're going to Europe, and let's say if you have to pay your rent first off, carry about 300 to 400 euros when you're going. Makes sense? So about 300 to 400 euros. For USA again, 300 to 400 dollars. For Japan maybe 30,000-40,000 yen. And similarly. So that's the cash part. Another way is you have international credit cards. So I personally find it pretty useful. What you do is you deposit money in your account in India. Let's say your Canada account or your Axis Bank, ICICI, SBI, whatever account. And they issue a credit card. When you use a credit card, money is removed from this account. So technically you don't carry any cash abroad. You just carry a card abroad. So it's much safer. And the advantage is that if you need money, you're paid it to somebody else, you just deposit that money in your account here. So there are various names, either an international card or something. For example, I have one from SBI. It's called SBI Yuva. So similarly, Axis Bank and ICICI and so on have different cards for these purposes. There's also something called Vishwa Yatra card by SBI. That's different. In that you pre-charge euros or dollars or yens. So you pre-charge some currency and then you use it as a charged card. That's different from a card which is connected to your account like this. So I personally find this to be much more useful. You can just withdraw. This works at most ATMs which sort of admit international cards. Most post offices abroad have ATMs which work this way. And so you can withdraw money in bulk and then use it. In general, you might have to open a bank account when you go there. So we'll do that once we reach abroad. Make sure you get something called an International Students Identity Card. It's called ISIC card. It's something like this. International Students Identity Card. Most places abroad, especially in Europe and Canada, as Europe and America, you get lots of student discounts. Your IIT card might not be recognized there. This is an internationally accepted identity card for students. So get this made. It costs about $250 or $300 to get this made. In Bombay, get it at a place called Stick Travels. It's on Cuff Parade, no, Fort. It's called Stick Travels. It's very easy. Usually वो वहीं पे हज़वा दे देते हैं. Take 2 copies of your iCard. Take 2 photographs. Take a certificate. So take a passport copy, which works for everything. And I think that's all. And there's a form which you can fill online or fill there. So make sure you get this. It's in South Bombay, somewhere near Fort, near Cuff Parade. It's on the 3rd floor of the building or something. In fact, you don't even need to go there. If you post all your documents and stuff and post it to that Stick Travels guy, he'll mail you back your card in, let's say, a week or so. First of all, make sure all of you, without fail, have travel medical health insurance when you're going abroad. This is compulsory. In fact, DAD gives it to you yourself. Many other funding organizations will not give you the funding unless you have a proper travel and medical insurance. This is very important, and do not underestimate or do not take it lightly. It might cost you a bit. So good insurance will cost you something between 3,000 to 5,000. You have cheaper plans also, but I suggest you read the fine print and take something which is useful. So even if you have to spend about $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, it is not a waste of money. Definitely do not be miserly at all the wrong places, because if you fall sick or if you need medical attention, medical costs are very, very high abroad. Prohibitively high. You will not be able to afford them. Here you can just buy medicines off the counter, even if they are not off the counter medicines. And you can just go and ask for anything you want. This will not happen abroad. You'll always need a prescription to buy medicine. So take standard common medicines. For example, some antibiotics, some analgesics, some fever medicines, some allergy medicines, 1 cough syrup, 1 burning anti-burn, 1 muscle relaxant like Relaxo or Volini or something. Something for indigestion, something for vomiting. Standard medicine for standard illnesses. If you have a family doctor or something, or if you have very common ailments, for example, I often get cough and cold. You can take standard medicines which you take here and take them with you. And you can ask your family doctor to write a prescription for you. So that even if they stop you at the airport or somewhere, you can show that you have a prescription. Spare glasses and stuff. Very expensive glasses, spectacles. Don't even think of buying it there. Always make sure you have at least 1 spare. I took 2 spares. It's not expensive here at all. For example, यहाँ पे you'll get maybe $1,000. If you want an expensive frame, $2,000. It'll not start below 50, 100, 50, 60 euros. So spectacles are expensive. Make sure you take extra. Make sure you have some kind of printed documents of important phone numbers and so on. Emergency contacts. Contacts in India, contacts abroad, your prof's number maybe, your reference number, contacts in India. And what I did was, usually most phones let you sync your memory, sync your contact list. I just synced it and took a printout. So I just carried maybe a 4 or 5 page thing with all my contacts. Many reasons. A, you shouldn't rely on your or your cell phone memory. Many times when you are in a state of duress, it's difficult to remember these things and you might get even more nervous. Secondly, your cell phone might get lost, broken, corrupt and so on. And so make sure you have some kind of written record. Also keep all your information online also. Let's say your mail account or something, which involves your passport number, passport details, standard emergency numbers and so on. So you should have always all the information you need. You should have it both in your head, on some paper and also online. So what I do is I just send a mail to myself with these tags. So that if I need anything, I can just search in Gmail and I get the relevant piece of information. Similarly, yeah, standard stuff like umbrella, wallet. So mostly you go to rainy places. Europe may you'll get rain, ditto in Canada, in Japan also. Carry an umbrella, expensive there. Usually it will be about 500 to 600 rupees at least. It will be cheaper here. But it's heavy. So again, make a call. Similarly, stationery, take stationery from here, expensive outside. Standard pens and stuff, calculator, some paper, don't need to take a lot of it. Also carry photographs. So, you might take photographs for a variety of reasons. Filling forms, applying for some card, some identification and so on. Will be much cheaper here and they have virtually no weight or volume. So make sure you carry as many photographs as you can. 20, 30 doesn't matter. You can always get the extra one back. It's expensive there. For example, a standard 4 passport plus 4 stamping might cost you 400 bucks. Yeah, sellotape and glue is like, these are all utility stuff. I personally find it useful. Depending on the weight or volume you have, make a call. Yeah, you might also want to carry some sewing needle or thread or something. Because if something gets torn, it's very difficult to get it repaired outside. So, some very simple, a needle and thread might help you do very basic repairs if necessary. Again, no weight, no volume, but very useful. Often your bag might take 1 or 2 extra days to arrive and then you will be in trouble. So make sure you split everything. Each bag should have some money, some food, some clothes, and so on. You should take small souvenirs for people there. Maybe your professor, maybe